Hi, Scott Tipton. I wanted to be able to give you an update on some of the issues that we're working on in Washington this week. To start, I'm very pleased to be able to report to you that we were able to move one of our bills again through the House of Representatives, the Small Bank Exam Cycle Reform Act. A very important piece of legislation, I believe, for rural America and particularly for the 3rd Congressional District of Colorado. As we continue to see out of Washington, D.C., rules and regulations have just flown like a river, compounding costs that are impacting consumers at home. And one of the main access points that we have for capital, for our businesses and for our families as well, is obviously through the importance and the role that our community banks and our small credit unions play throughout the 3rd Congressional District of Colorado. What this piece of legislation does is to be able to reduce some of the costs that are being incurred by these small institutions that are going to make loans more affordable, create those opportunities for capital to be able to flow, create opportunities for businesses to not only to be retaining jobs that they currently have, but to be able to grow jobs as well, and let that entrepreneurial spirit in the 3rd Congressional District again be able to prosper. We're pleased that this piece of legislation passed on a roll call vote through the House of Representatives with 100% support. Republicans and Democrats supporting it. There's a companion piece of legislation that Senator Shelby is currently carrying in the United States Senate, plus a standalone bill to reflect our measure as well. We're hopeful that this will move on to the President's desk and be able to be signed into law. It's important actually, as those of us who live in the 3rd well know and understand, to be able to get our economy moving. In our state right now, there is a tale of two economies, some prosperity in the urban areas, but those of us who live in rural Colorado continue to see businesses that are struggling, and we're ever mindful of those statistics right now, that we're seeing more small businesses shut down than there are new business startups, that we have the lowest labor participation rate in 4 decades, and we're seeing rules and regulations amounting to a total cost nationwide now of $2 trillion that is making that loaf of bread that we buy at the local grocery store cost more, the clothes for our children going to school cost more. We need sensible policies that are encouraging opportunity and growth in the economy. This is a piece of legislation that helps move us to that place. Another point that I'd like to be able to speak on with you as well, we unfortunately learned in the last 2 days that the EPA has caused another spill in the 3rd Congressional District near Crested Butte at the Standard Mine. A small spill, and they've indicated at this point it is non-toxic material coming out as gray water. What continues to disturb us are the policies and the procedures of the EPA in terms of notification to our local communities, to our office, as we're trying to make sure that we're having responsible cleanup methods that are taking place, and the challenges that it may present for our local communities as well. We are still waiting for answers from Director McCarthy in regards to the letter that I was joined by better than 30 members of Congress that was sent in August, and we've requested answers by the end of August for the committee hearings that we have held to what are the policies and procedures and plans to be able to indemnify and to be able to help local communities in the event of a spill that has been caused by the EPA. We are still waiting for answers. During the committee hearing, when I had an opportunity to be able to speak directly with Director McCarthy, she was unaware of the letter, and her staff didn't seem to be aware as well, which is particularly disturbing when, as your representatives in Washington, we're trying to seek positive solutions to be able to address what we know is a concern to many of our communities, particularly in the 3rd Congressional District. But I think that it does speak very highly of the importance of legislation that I'm currently working on with Senator Gardner and with Senator Bennett as well in regards to Good Samaritan legislation to achieve a positive step in the right direction, to be able to get our local communities, our state involved, and to make sure that we're addressing a real concern throughout the 3rd Congressional District in the Western United States as well. We're going to be voting a little later today on lifting the crude oil export ban, which I believe is a job creator for our people in the 3rd Congressional District. In the United States, through technology and responsible energy development, we have the opportunity to be able to create not only American energy security, but to be able to play a role on the world market as well. To be able to drive down our gas prices at home, making it more affordable for moms and dads as they're driving to work and taking the kids to school, to be able to lower those energy costs for our businesses, to be able to increase those profits that can be reinvested to be able to create more jobs, and just through responsible energy development as well, creating good paying jobs in our local economies. This is an opportunity for us to be able to get our economy at home and nationwide moving. It also has the added benefit as well to be able to support our European allies. I believe many of us are well aware of the extraordinary moves and concerning moves that we are seeing out of Mr. Putin in Russia right now. Wouldn't you like to be able to have a reliable partner to be able to make sure that your energy needs are met during not only times of high heat but cold in the winter months as well? We can play this role for our European and our Asian allies as well, creating those jobs right here, putting Americans back to work and creating American energy security, not lifting any environmental requirements whatsoever. This is a sensible policy that creates a win-win right here at home, and I suspect that this will pass the House of Representatives, and we're hopeful that this will be moving through the United States Senate as well and moving to the President's desk. If we have a common goal, I believe, in this country, it's to be able to get our country moving, to be able to create security in our country, to be able to make sure that we have affordable prices in our country. We can achieve those goals through this common cause. We're continuing to work on a variety of other issues. Many of you are well aware that we will have a new election for Speaker that will be held no later than the 29th of October. We're looking forward to being able to visit with all of the candidates as they step forward, hearing their ideas in terms of creating jobs right here in the United States, creating opportunity for government not to be a stumbling block, but a stepping stone through good policy to get the American economy moving for our people. As always, we welcome your comments and your thoughts at all of our offices in the district, here in Washington as well as in Grand Junction, Durango, Alamosa, and over into Pueblo. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks so much.